Lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Well, it's the same lineup that we've seen the previous 3 games, aside from the starting pitcher. It includes Bryce Harper, who has 92 career home runs here at Nationals Park. When he last left this ballpark, it was raining also. And he will face Max Scherzer. Scherzer had a really good start opening day. The only problem is he lost. He lost to Jacob deGrom. He had 12 strikeouts in 7 and a 2/3 innings of work. I would say that's a pretty good way to start the season.
I'd say so. That 1 home run to Robinson Cano. Average fastball 94.4. In all his years, 12th year in the league, he just has not lost that good velocity on his fastball. Career very good against the Fighting Phils. 9-2 with a 2.64 ERA. The Phils have their work cut out for him tonight.
Yeah, Gabe Kapler talked at length today about the lineup and whether he was going to adjust things because of Max Scherzer's dominance against some of the Phillies hitters. And in reality, I don't know if Gabe Kapler had enough players to switch out to face Max Scherzer, because he has good numbers against everybody except for Odubel Herrera. And he's never faced Bryce Harper.
And his career right-handers just hitting 197 against Mad Max. Lefties hitting 243.
Jake Arrieta chatting with Gabe Kapler. Andrew McCutchen coming up. He provided us with our giant home run replay. That was the opposite field shot against the Braves the other night.
When he's doing this, opposing pitchers, watch out. When he's able to go line to line, saw his first home run to deep left center field. Your home run replay brought to you by Giant.
I'm not sure if you could hit one out to left field the other night, the way the wind was blowing on Sunday night. All right, so here we go. Andrew McCutchen being greeted with an assortment of boos, as Max Scherzer will go to work to begin Game 4 for the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies 3-0. They've never had a 4-0 start, which is odd. Now the first pitch of the night is taken down low or underway. A delay of 41 minutes. Opposite field for McCutchen, and he is aboard to start the ball game. Well, you really can hear the Phillies fans out in right field.
Absolutely. Good start there.
Yeah, that is only the 5th hit for McCutchen in his career against Scherzer. Yeah, that'll bring Gene Segura to the plate. And Harper comes out into the on-deck circle, and you can hear the boos in the background. You change your style at all here, Ben, because it's Scherzer out on the mound and it's raining?
Obviously, you want to be aggressive. So I have no issue with Andrew McCutchen going after that 1-0 pitch. You know what you're going to get.
First pitch is in there to Segura. Segura 3 for 12 to start the year. Shockingly, he has struck out 4 times so far. But he's got excellent numbers here at Nationals Park. Back toward the middle. That might be 2. Knocked down by Dozier. He may not get 1. He's not going to get 1. Dozier made 12 errors last year. And here comes Bryce Harper. All right, so Harper digs in. The Segura ground ball has been scored a hit. That's some good scoring if you're an offensive player.
I don't think that one's going to hold up.
Here's Harper facing Max Scherzer for the first time. Fans may be booing, but many of them are standing. I think this is, you know, they've looked forward to even this matchup between Scherzer and Harper. Scherzer's kind of said the same thing. He and a lot of his other teammates said we're kind of just ready to get the game underway and move on. First pitch is on the outside corner, and it's 0-1.
Bryce was asked today if he had ever faced Max Scherzer. He said maybe once in live batting practice in spring training. He said maybe. He said, Strasburg, yeah, I faced him a few times, but maybe once for Scherzer.
No balls and 1 strike with runners on first and second. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Good cutter there underneath the hands of Bryce Harper.
Yeah, Scherzer will come at you with 5 different pitches. Last year he struck out 300 hitters. Yeah, the 0-2 coming to Harper. And he fouls it off to stay alive at 97. I think Scherzer might be juiced up a little bit.
Yeah, that pitch right on down Broadway.
Well, but it's also 97. He doesn't throw at 97 that often. In the dirt, 1-2. Yan Gomes is the catcher for the Nationals, his first year here after playing with the Indians.
Very solid behind the dish.
Yeah, he's turned himself into a solid major leaguer.
Yeah.
One ball, 2 strikes. In the dirt again, 2-2. I would think this, I mean, there's no doubt it's an adrenaline rush, I would think, for Harper, who has called being in a batter's box his way to sort of calm himself down.
He says it's his sanctuary.
Yeah, his sanctuary in the batter's box. But I would still think that taking these last 2 pitches has calmed him down a little bit. Swing and a miss. Got him with a changeup. Well, the Nats have never won a World Championship since coming back to D.C., but they're celebrating as if they won something.
Bottom of that changeup just fell out. Pitch at 85. That's nasty.
All right, so 1 away with runners on first and second, and now Rhys Hoskins. Hoskins has had a good start. He's been on base a lot. He's walked 5 times. He has 5 runs scored and 5 RBIs. I think the other part of it too, and we kind of sense this with even when Jason Worth and Chase Utley and Jimmy Rollins came back to Philadelphia. And Jason probably longer than Chase and Jimmy. But it's one at bat of what is going to be a ton of ABs for Bryce Harper against the Nats. 2-0.
Yeah, 13 years worth.
Two balls and no strikes to Rhys Hoskins. Popped him up. Outside first. Adams is over and is out of room. And oh man, be careful.
My goodness.
I'm sure it's not soft where he landed by any stretch, but fortunately there are no seats there, so I don't know if that would have been easier or not, but he landed on flat ground. He's limping a little bit as he comes out.
Adams a big dude.
Yes, he is.
No way that felt good. Ball just kept slicing and slicing. He runs out of real estate.
Man, he did hit hard, and I didn't realize that it was recessed a little bit. It wasn't flat. It was down on an angle. Oh, nice effort.
Cold, damp night like tonight. It's going to stay with him, I'm sure.
Yeah, because he splashed down in what was probably a wet ground. Yeah, and he's a big guy, like you said. Yeah. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hoskins 0 for 11 with 7 strikeouts against Scherzer.
So you're saying he's due?
I think that's kind of what Gabe Kapler was saying about a lot of his players today, that eventually you figure they'll get something. Inside, 3-1. Got a good fastball tonight. I think he's thrown more pitches in this against these first 4 hitters than he threw in the first inning against the Mets the other day.
And not where Gomes is set up.
That's close. At the knees, 3-2. Phillies as a team, 8 home runs in the first 3 games and 20 walks. First time ever that they've had 8 homers and 20 walks in the first 3 games of a season. I don't know if this is a big deal or not. Some people would say it is. I know managers have talked about pitches thrown in the first inning, how they can set the tone for the rest of the game. I think the sooner you get Max Scherzer out of any game, the better. So the fact that he's thrown 16 pitches in the first inning, I mean, a lot depends on the second, third, and fourth. It's not a bad thing.
No. Get him out as soon as you can.
Popped up. Trey Turner's under it. The infield fly rule has been called, so the batter automatically out. And there are 2 outs. This is why you want Max Scherzer out of the game. He's really been one of the top 3 pitchers in all of baseball over the last 5 years, would you say?
Yeah, I'd say 5 or 6, yeah.
But last year finished second in the Cy Young voting behind Jacob deGrom. But 300 strikeouts, 18 wins. It marked the 30th time that a National League pitcher had reached 300 strikeouts in a season.
Just an absolute workhorse.
Here's JT Realmuto. At a breaking ball, and it's 0-1 to Realmuto, who was 3 for 9 with a home run and 4 runs batted in to start the year.
Scherzer over 200 innings the last 6 seasons.
Yeah, in 4 straight years of 250 strikeouts or more. Yeah, he's been good. Odubel Herrera is on deck. Ground ball softly out towards second. Dozier's up with it, and the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits, a strikeout of Bryce Harper for the Nats to cheer about. We'll go to the bottom of the first. It's the Phillies 0 and the Nationals coming up for the first time. He did hear the boos again, which he'll hear for the next 13 seasons, not only here but also around the National League. There is the Benedict Arnold picture that the mayor of D.C. tweeted out today. But the Phillies fans out in right field stood and cheered as loud as they possibly could. Zach Eflin warming up out on the mound. Let's take a look at the Nats lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Adam Eaton leads it off. He's in right field, and Trey Turner. The change today is that Juan Soto is hitting third, and Anthony Rendon, who's going to be a free agent at the end of this year, will bat cleanup. 44 doubles last year, tied with Freddie Freeman for the National League lead, and they'll face Zach Eflin. Eflin last year 11-8, a 4.36 ERA. Ben, I think the Phillies would like him this year to take June and July of last season and carry it from April all the way to the end of the year.
Absolutely. He's got the goods to get it done. He'll sit about 94.3, change curve slider. Overall numbers against the Nats not great, but looking to improve upon that tonight.
Yeah, only 3 games under his belt against the Nats. Adam Eaton takes the first one wide.
Zach Eflin, much like Nick Pivetta, in the fact that Chris Young and the coaching staff want him to keep his foot on the gas every pitch.
Fly ball right field. That's well hit. Harper going back on the track. He has room, and 1 out. Maybe on a different day that could have found its way out of the ballpark.
Thought he barreled it.
I did too. Here is Trey Turner. Turner last year hit .271 with 19 homers, and he also stole 43 bases. This year he's 5 for 13. And he made sure the Nats did not get swept out of that series against the Mets this past weekend with his walk-off home run. Bunts it foul. It hit his hand, I guess. It pinched it, but he still offered at it, so it's a strike.
He made the attempt.
Oof. I don't know if it hit the bat, but he did offer at it. It hit his finger. There's no doubt about that.
I just have no idea how that could not have shattered his finger. It's a direct hit. That right pointer finger. Bam!
You're right about that, though. It was a direct hit.
That's when the trainer comes out and he says, "Does this hurt?" Yeah, it hurts.
Come on, they had to say something a little funnier than that. All right, he's going to leave the ball game. They're going to take a look at it underneath. That's what we were talking about the other day. This was Sunday when he walked it off against the Mets.
He's that pitch down and in, and I don't know how he keeps this ball fair.
That was a rocket.
It was.
So Dave Martinez will substitute, I would think, Wilmer Defoe. In place of Trey Turner, and the count will be no balls and 2 strikes as he goes over things with Paul Emmel. Defoe is stretching his legs in the dugout on the staircase.
Here he comes.
So no balls and 2 strikes to Wilmer Defoe. Fans, stay connected to your Phillies with all the speed, coverage, and control you need with Xfinity XFi. This is beyond Wi-Fi. This is XFi. Defoe fouls it away. think that's where they'd like Zach to live with 2 strikes. That high fastball. I'm not saying that every hitter will go after it, but some will go after it.
Because he's got a big arm. I mean, he has the ability to carry that high fastball through the top of the zone.
And a breaking ball that just missed 1-2. We mentioned the June and July numbers last year for Eflin. Combined in those months, he was 6-1 with a 3.20 ERA in 9 starts. And he gets Defoe on a foul tip, and there are 2 outs.
That's a perfect example right there of not leaving anything in the tank. 100% effort on every pitch. He said, worry about later in the game. We'll worry about that when we cross that bridge.
Yeah, I think that, as you mentioned, that's what they'd like from Pivetta, Eflin, and Velasquez when Vince eventually makes a start, which I think will be early next week, will be his first one. Here's 20-year-old Juan Soto. 3 for 12 with a couple of RBIs. Soto probably looked at Ronald Acuna today and thought, well, maybe I'm next. Acuna signing that, I guess you can call it an extension or just a contract, because he was arbitration eligible for the next several years, but they've wiped all that away, which is becoming the fad in baseball. Teams signing their young stars. 1-2 pitch coming. Fly ball, short center field. Odubel Herrera comes sprinting in. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Zach Eflin. So a nice start to the season for Zach. We'll see if Odubel Herrera can get it started when we come back in the top of the second. It's been for the Phils and the Minnesota Twins. That's this weekend beginning Friday at 7:05. A reminder that Saturday's game is at 2:05. It's Johnson Controls Philly Sox, free to all fans. And then Sunday at 1:05, it's Nemours Knit Hat, free to children 14 and under. Get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. You can use that knit hat tonight. As Odubel Herrera leads it off. Odubel, 14 hits lifetime against Scherzer. Gabe was talking today about it. He said, well, I don't know why he's so good against him or why he gives Scherzer such a hard time. He said Odubel is a rhythm hitter, and he said there's something about Scherzer's rhythm that Odubel likes. Now, I think the other part of it is that Odubel, for as much as he probably drives fans crazy with his antics at times, I think it benefits him against Scherzer because he doesn't always allow Scherzer to get into his rhythm. 3-1.
It is something, though, because even his takes against Scherzer are better than his takes against other pitchers.
Right, he sees it.
Like, he sees the ball better off him.
Out toward left center field. That one is well hit. Going back is Robles, and so is Soto. And Soto makes the catch 2 steps from the track. And the first out is recorded. 1 away here in the second. That'll bring Cesar Hernandez to the plate. Time for our Lowe's whole team together. And we take a peek at the on-base percentage for the Phillies, which right now is 3rd. At .384 in Major League Baseball, tied with the Yankees. I mentioned they have 8 home runs and 20 walks for the first time in franchise history. They're getting on base, Murph, as we saw in that Braves series, and those walks are coming around in the score.
Yeah, Tom, you'll remember last year when Gabe Kapler took over as manager, John Maley as the hitting coach, there was a lot of talk about guys getting on base percentage, guys taking their walks and letting other guys knock them in later in the inning. And that was a philosophy that they had all of last year. And it worked at times, and it did not work at other times. Many times those guys that walked were left on base because of strikeouts. Actually, 24% of the walks last year ended up in scoring a run. That early on this year, it looks like it is starting to change. How about 40% of the 20 walks that have happened so far this season? 8 of those guys have scored. 40% of the walks have crossed the plate. I talked to John Maley about that today, and he said, you know, honestly, yeah, you just look at the personnel. These guys now are contact kind of guys, and they're going to attack the strike zone early in the count, but if they get ahead in the count, 3-1, then they're going to think about taking their base and passing it on to the next guy. And the next guy early on, at least, guys, has been delivering, and that's good news for the Phils.
Yeah, I think it's something that they wanted to do all of last year. Times they did, but not as often as they would like.
Nothing good comes from a walk. From a defensive standpoint.
Swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Scherzer. Cesar is down.
And it's not even just the Philly. I mean, it's just all around baseball. I mean, I talk about it probably too much, but it's just like nothing at leadoff walk, 2-out walk. It's going to come back to bite you, period.
There's Maikel Franco. Franco has even walked 3 times. Now 2 of those have been intentional walks.
Maikel on the cage today really working on driving the ball to right field, right center. Pedro Guerrero, the Phillies' assistant hitting coach, was set up on the side doing a front toss. Really a cool drill.
Popped up. Yan Gomes off with the mask. I don't think he sees it. Now he's back toward the screen, and it's out of play. Well, he sold it well.
But having the front tosser off to his side, it really prevents you from coming around the baseball. When Maikel stays inside, he's able to drive it to right center. He's just a different hitter.
All right, so explain it. So if you're a right-handed hitter, he's off to your left?
Off to the right.
Or to the right, okay.
Yeah, so if you're looking at the mound, he would be to the right, to the left side of the mound.
1-1 pitch. Fouled away down the right field line.
And what that really does is the fact that, so if you're ready to hit and say this is the ball, it prevents you from going this way to attack the baseball. It makes you come in this way.
Right, so you're not long to the ball, you're shorter.
So you're not out, yes, not out and around. It's more of a direct approach to the baseball, able to drive it to that side.
That one's pulled down the left field line, foul. He broke his bat. Maikel says, nope, I don't like that one. Nope, I don't like that one. I like that one. Yeah, give me Nick Williams' bat. Two balls and 2 strikes to Franco. In the air to left field. It's deep. Down the left field line. It's going to stay fair. It is gone! A home run for Maikel Franco. And the Phillies take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second. It's the 9th home run for the Phils in the first 4 games of the year.
How about it, Mikey? That's called getting a hanging changeup and not missing it. And the only way he keeps this ball fair, just what we were talking about, Tom, not coming around the ball. You stay more direct approach to it, and you stay through the baseball, not around it. Look at that extension after contact.
So 1-0 Phils, and here is Zach Eflin. At a strike, it's 0-1. I got to tell you, we have the highest vantage point anywhere. It's higher than even Pittsburgh. Watching that ball go, I don't know if you noticed this, but it was going down the left field line. Swing and a miss, it's 0-2. And it sort of sliced instead of hooked into the crowd as it was descending in the air. Because we always look at those thinking, all right, it may hook foul. And a strikeout of Zach Eflin, 3rd strikeout for Scherzer. But the Phillies take the lead on Maikel Franco's 3rd home run of the year. As Ben said, he got a changeup. And that number 8 spot for Maikel has actually been a good spot for him. We'll go to the bottom of the 2nd, 1-0 Phillies. On the My Teams app, take your Philly teams with you. Presented by your Philadelphia area local Chevy dealers. Either that or hop on a bus and head on down to D.C. Maikel Franco has given the Phils a 1-0 lead. As we go to the bottom of the 2nd, Zach Eflin will face Anthony Rendon, Matt Adams, and Yan Gomes. Rendon is 4 for 11 so far, with a double and 2 RBIs. He had a good year last year. 44 doubles, tied with Freddie Freeman for tops in the National League. A .308 batting average, which was in the top 5.
I know you said he'll be a free agent at the end of the year.
Crazy.
I think the Nats would be foolish not to lock him up.
At this point,
such a talent. And I think his defense very much goes under the radar. Very good at the hot corner.
Among the OPS leaders in the National League. Tied him up 0-2. Some folks might wonder, why is Zach Eflin starting tonight and not Aaron Nola, considering that Scherzer started opening day and so did Nola? Well, there are 2 reasons behind it. The most evident reason is that Gabe Kapler and Chris Young and the Phillies coaching staff, they want Zach to pitch the first time through. That's probably the most important thing. So if he didn't start today, could they have him start tomorrow? Sure. But they're going in order 1, 2, 3, and 4. Vince Velasquez is the one that's affected. He's number 5, so he won't start till next week. 3-2 pitch. And a strike 3 called. 2nd strikeout for Eflin. And 1 out here in the 2nd. The other part of it is that Aaron Nola will pitch tomorrow. And we're early in the year. And Nola's, as long as he's not injured, will get 200 innings. But if you dive into his starts on 5 days rest, they are magnificent. He's 23-7 with a 2.29 ERA when he has 5 days rest. So it's twofold. The biggest thing is that they didn't want Zach to miss a start the first week, but also early in the year, it's not a bad idea to give Aaron Nola an extra day.
Plus these guys, I mean, it'd be hard. Last time Zach pitched was in spring training, and you're thinking, man, when is my next start? 2 weeks away? That's a long time to wait.
0-2 to Matt Adams. At a bit high, 1-2.
Zach has a great pace working tonight. Getting it and throwing it.
Yeah, and to your point, too, about him not pitching since spring training if he had to wait another week, they laid that out to Vince Velasquez early on. They kind of had let him know, all right, we're going to stretch you all the way out. That ball is hit well deep down the right field line. It is foul. And it remains 1-2. Yan Gomes on deck. And 2 balls, 2 strikes. Adams last year was with the Nats and then went to the Cardinals, went back to the Cardinals. That's a team where he came up with. Swing and a miss. He got him with a changeup. 3 strikeouts for Eflin. That ball had some nice downward tilt to it.
Sure did. Turns it over just a hair, but pitching 88. Good spot there for Zach.
Gomes takes strike 1 at 94.
That is an effortless 94.
Always has been. Just sustaining it has, I think, been one of the biggest things for Zach. And not necessarily sustaining it during a game. It's just in successive games. Gomes the opposite way foul, 1-2. This is already game 3 for Yan Gomes. He and Kurt Suzuki are the 2 catchers for the Nats.
Gomes had quite the staff to work with in Cleveland. He's had quite the staff to work with here in Washington.
Yeah, it's been a luxury for him.
Yeah. Let me try this finger. We'll try this one.
Swing and a miss. Got him with a slider, and he just struck out the side. 4 strikeouts for Zach Eflin through the first 2 innings. On to the third. The Phillies up 1-0 over the Nets. Well, some news on the off day that the Phillies fans were happy to hear. Bryce and his wife Kayla are expecting their first baby. So congratulations to that. That's a great picture at the foot of the Ben Franklin Bridge. Pretty nice. Sonogram off to the right. And to one up them, congratulations to Mike and Sierra Calitri. The birth of baby Cristiano Calitri. Mom and baby are doing well.
So great. Yeah, Bryce actually got a little choked up today talking about it at his press
I
conference.
thought that was kind of neat. I saw that, yeah. Mike Calitri, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know, is the manager of advanced scouting So it used to be that the advanced scouts would go from city to city before the team arrived. So in some cases, that ball is softly lined out to Rendon. The Nationals and the Mets played this weekend. The Phillies used to have, and they still have some scouts do this, but they used to have one scout, the advanced scout, sit and watch the games and report back on it. Mike does does most of that traveling with the team, looking at footage, scouting through the computer. There's so many computers now and so much footage out there. Here's Gene Segura, who reached on a base hit, an infield hit, off the glove of Brian Dozier. His first time up. Oh, and 2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 4 for Scherzer. And here comes Bryce Harper for a second time. Well, Bryce used to get the fans on their feet here at Nationals Park, so it's nice to see that he still does. And the first pitch to him, a healthy hack and a foul. The Nationals play with the overshift on the right side of the infield. Bryce has 92 career home runs here at Nationals Park. He ranks in the top 5 in almost every offensive category here at this ballpark, as you would imagine. It's not a shock. 196 extra base hits. That's second. 1-2 and a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
It's a tough one to catch up to.
.97 on that one. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the challenge of, that mano a mano. Our Nissan upgrade. Ryan Zimmerman with 108. He's the all-time leader, not in the lineup tonight. Ian Desmond, number 3. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Inside 2-2.
This is a battle between 2 guys, 2 max effort guys. Max Scherzer leaves nothing to the tank on each and every pitch. Every swing that Bryce Harper takes leaves nothing in the tank.
Yeah, the dirt 3-2. The other part of it too is, I know we mentioned it before, but he's already at 51 pitches.
Yeah.
Get him out. Scoreboard disrupting the booing by having the fans chant, "Let's go, Max." And a 3-2 pitch to Harper. Swing and a miss. Got him with a cutter. 5 strikeouts for Scherzer. Second time he's gotten Harper. We'll play 2.5. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's the Phillies 1 and the Nats nothing. It's brought to you by Papa John's. The day after every Phillies win, get 50% off regular menu price pizzas using the promo code Phillies. And by Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Bottom of the third, Phillies lead at 1-0. Brian Dozier, Max Scherzer, Victor Robles to lead it off against Zach Eflin. Eflin starts him off with a breaking ball, which is a little different than what he had done to the previous 6 hitters. Which is part because of the hitter, Brian Dozier, but also just part because they want to keep the hitters off balance and not get into a certain pattern. I think that's a credit to JT Realmuto.
And also the advanced scouting. First pitch curveball, second pitch slider.
0-2 to Dozier. A little low. Some of the deeper numbers for Eflin show his improvement from last year to the year before. His strikeout percentage against right-handed hitters went from 14% to 22% last year. That's a huge jump.
Yeah.
And ball 4. First base runner for the Nats.
0-2 to a walk.
And it brings Max Scherzer up. If you want to see the Nationals in Philadelphia, well, it's next week is the first time. Monday, April 8th at 7:05. All 3 games in that series are at 7:05. They include Tuesday the 9th, a Hatfield Dollar Dog Night. Get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Here's Scherzer. He had 5 sack bunts last year. 0 for 3 on opening day. And he bunts that toward first. Hoskins has a chance at second in time.
Wow.
And that goes to the point that Gabe Kapler gave to us the first day of spring training. That he wants aggressiveness on the base paths and with the infielders. He said take a chance and try to get the lead runner on a bunt, let's say to Reese or to Maikel Franco. Now they may look at this. They're running out of time.
Talk about risk reward.
They're going to look at it. I don't think he's totally decisive on whether he should look at it.
It wasn't like Dozier was demonstrative as to him being safe. This ball bunted very firmly. There's zero hesitation from Reese.
I think he's out.
I think he's out.
And the slide sort of slowed Dozier up. I mean, he should have slid, no doubt. Yeah, I think he's out.
He's out.
I think Dave Martinez just didn't get a definitive answer from Chip Hale.
Great play by Rhys Hoskins. And a great stretch by Jean Segura.
All right, so it goes back to the point that Gabe gave to us at the beginning of spring. He said, I want them to be more aggressive. I want them to go after the force play at second or third on a bunt. Because I want them to see that it can work. Because then it will happen again and again and again.
So now this is going to be in the back of Reese's mind. Like, I've done this. I've made this play before. I'm going to try it again. So many good things. Watch how aggressive he is. Attacking this ball. The spin move is perfect. The exchange to his bare hand is perfect. Great stretch by Segura. But so many good things happen because of this. Obviously, you get the lead runner. But now you have Max Scherzer running the bases. And there's one out.
Yeah, there's the signal. So a nod from Rhys Hoskins.
That play could not have gone any better.
I agree with that.
To be honest, I don't know how the Nats didn't see that. He was out.
Just by the look, body language, Ben, we're not down in the dugout, we don't know, but it looked like he was frustrated that he wasn't getting a definitive answer from, I think it was Chip Hale, who was on the phone. Here's Victor Robles, the 21-year-old. And he grounds it foul, 0-1. Robles 5 for 11 so far. What a spot on the 25-man roster with a .321 spring.
He's got a ton of talent.
Keeping the elusive Max Scherzer in check over at first.
Back last year.
Got him. 5 strikeouts for Zach Eflin. There are 2 outs here in the third. Think about how big of play that was that Rhys Hoskins and Gene Segura just pulled off, because it would have been first and second with nobody out.
Right.
But now it's 2 outs, runner at first after the strikeout.
You're absolutely right, and just give Rhys Hoskins all the credit in the world. 0 hesitation. He who hesitates is lost, Tom.
I like the aggressiveness. I mean, as long as they're smart about it.
Right.
And that's part of what Gabe even said. Matt Klentak was part of that meeting too.
But then again, you get Scherzer out there running the bases. Already thrown 52 pitches through 3 innings.
Adam Eaton flied out to the warning track in right field his first time up. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now 3-1. Wilmer Defoe is on deck. No update on Trey Turner just yet. Runner goes, and on the outside corner is strike 3 called. 6 strikeouts through 3 innings for Zach Eflin. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. A little paint on the outside corner. We'll head to the 4th with the Phillies on top 1-0. Let them make ordering office furniture a breeze. Get free delivery, free assembly, and free cleanup when you order the best brands of furniture like Han, delivered and placed exactly where you want it. Whatever, whenever, wherever. Who but WB Mason. Phillies up 1-0, and Rhys Hoskins will lead it off. His play, which was a big part of the third, is our precision play, brought to you by GMC.
Yeah, you talk about the aggressiveness of this defense. Just an outstanding play from the Phillies first baseman. I'll be honest with you, T-Mac, I wasn't expecting it, but zero hesitation by Rhys. Dozier's out at second base.
Yeah, I have to say I wasn't expecting it either, but was hopeful based on the conversations during spring training. It's the right time to try it. Hoskins popped up his first time up to the then shortstop Trey Turner. So 0 for 1. The first pitch from Scherzer a bit high. One ball and 2 strikes to Hoskins. It'll be Hoskins, Realmuto, and Odubel Herrera. Hoskins fouls it off to the right. Our pitch cast presented by PJ Wheelahans, and everything is in that box. The 3-time Cy Young Award winner and 6-time All-Star. Who the Nats got as part of a 7-year deal with a lot of deferred money, which according to reports today in the Washington Post is exactly what they wanted to do with Bryce Harper. I saw one story where Harper would get paid up until, was it the year 2072? Swing and a miss. 6 strikeouts for Scherzer, 3 in a row.
Fastball up. Rhys a little tardy. 2072.
Might have been 2052. Either way, that's a long time. Realmuto grounded out in his first time up, and he fires that one down the right field line foul. Scherzer is the only active pitcher with 3 seasons of 275 strikeouts or more. I bet you that he hit 300 strikeouts last year, which meant he was the third. It was the 30th time that a National League pitcher had done that. The previous one was Clayton Kershaw in 2015. It doesn't happen often. Two and 1 to Realmuto, who hit .342 against the Nationals last year. Fly ball, right field. And it's pretty much at Adam Eaton. The Students Deal is back for select April games for college and high school students. It's a $20 ticket plus a voucher to get some food up to $12 at Shake Shack, Chickies and Pete's Crab Fries, Bull's Barbecue, Tony Luke's, anything you can eat or drink up to $12. Visit Phillies.com/StudentSdeal to order your tickets. And now Odubel. Jim Salisbury, our colleague,
fearless leader,
asked Gabe Kapler today about Odubel's at bat the other night in the Braves game, where the Phillies had just walked 3 straight times, and Kyle Wright was all over the place. And Odubel went up and swung at the first pitch. And Gabe said, and Gabe had said this even yesterday during the off day, said he wasn't happy about it. Said there are positives and negatives to Odubel, as everybody knows. Positive is that he can go up there and swing at that first pitch on a slider that's out of the strike zone and drill it into the seats. But the negative is, there's Jim Salisbury to the right, Corey Seidman and John Clark. No airports for John to research down here.
He really is everywhere.
1-2 pitch to Odubel in the dirt, checked his swing. But Gabe, and Gabe has said this often, and he's been really open about it this year, is that you never want to take away anybody's confidence, but the point has to be made to Odubel that, and the question has to be, what were you thinking up there? There were just 3 straight walks. Did you realize that?
With 2 outs.
With 2 outs.
There has to be a thought process.
In the air to right field, Eaton venturing back toward the fence. He jumps, and it's off the fence and in play. And Odubel on his way to second with a sliding double. A 2-out double. It's the 15th hit for Odubel against Max Scherzer.
Well, I thought he got cold-weathered his first at bat. He drove a ball to left center. I mean, he just flat out owns Max Scherzer. Not many people can say that. Just a spinner here. Odubel's so strong, cutting the wind. Just
he missed it.
Over Eaton's glove.
Yeah, just over it. That's that slider you're talking about. Now that's a little different situation because there were 2 strikes. As Cesar takes outside. But the quote was this. Gabe said that's the frustrating thing about Odubel. The 3 walks and then you swing at the first pitch. You juggle whether you want him to be conservative or to go after it. Sometimes we think about telling him to take it, like giving him a take sign. There's a dribbler over the mound, charging Dozier, up his arm, no play, and everybody is safe. And that brings the hottest number 8 hitter in the league up to the plate, Maikel Franco. I think Scherzer's a little frustrated out on the mound.
Shows you what speed can do.
And they're going to walk Franco intentionally, which is the right move.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I know the first base bag isn't open, but the second base bag is. It's the right move.
Yeah, 3rd intentional walk for Franco this year. And Eflin's coming up. Franco provided us with our StatCast AI powered by AWS with his home run his last time up.
384 feet. Exit velo 104.4.
Eflin down the right field line and slicing out of play.
Pitch number 71 coming up.
Ground ball foul. Jake Arrieta, 6 strikeouts, 6 walks the other night.
Love to see that movement, that late movement that Jake had the other night against the Braves.
Foul ball. Now he had that at bat where he fouled 1 pitch off after another off. And the fans, kind of like Brett Myers in the postseason, kept getting up and cheering and cheering and cheering. It was 11 pitch at bat. 0-2 pitch. Upstairs 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. And that one's off the glove of Yan Gomes, and Odubel scores. It's 2-0 Phils.
How about it? Talk about a two-out rally. This is where the length of this lineup really comes in. I know you have Zach Eflin up here, but he's doing a heck of a job of battling Max Scherzer.
Yeah, just to keep things alive.
Now it's a full count. I mean, he's seen a ton of pitches, fouled a couple balls off. Probably going to go down as a wild pitch, but definitely a ball that Yan Gomes should handle. But that's what this lineup can do.
Ground ball to third. Rendon is up with it. And into the baseline. Not that it matters because it's an easy play for Adams, but the Phils do sneak another run across the plate. It's 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Ball is brought to you by your local Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. And by the Wild Numbers family of tickets from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. 2-0 Phillies as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. I just heard a "here we go" from somebody. I think it was Murph. Murph, I can barely hear you. What are you doing?
Oh, and I can barely hear you, Tom, because I am in section 142. It is a Philadelphia takeover. It is unbelievable out here. About close to 500 Phillies fans on a bunch of buses. Sports Radio WIP involved in all this, and they are pumped up. And they are just making sure that Bryce knows he has his fans. No matter what kind of reception he got here today in Washington, he has his fans here in D.C. tonight. Section 142.
Let's go Phillies! Let's go Phillies! Let's go Phillies!
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you are. Murph, you think you can find somebody to do a minute with Murph with them out there?
Sure, I'll calm everybody down and we'll do that. All right, now I'm going to get out of here.
You sure?
Yeah. Thanks, Murph. Good work, everybody.
Positive reinforcement for Murph. Wilmer Defoe. And he fouls that one down the left field line.
That's a fired up bunch out there.
Sure is. Upstairs, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Out to left field, and Andrew McCutchen is there. 1 out here in the fourth. Last time Juan Soto was up in the first inning. Soto chatting with his former teammate.
Well, he's had a lot of nice things to say about his former teammates. He said, I wish all those guys in that clubhouse the best of luck. So I'm anxious to see some of their careers grow. And he mentioned Soto, obviously a very promising young talent. Who you got, Acuna Jr. or Soto?
Boy, that's a good question. I think it's a toss-up.
I'm going Soto.
All right, then I'll go Acuna Jr. Somebody has to support him.
Well, I don't think you can go wrong either way, but you talk about two guys that are going to be the face of their franchises for a lot of years. Now, there's something about this kid that just, I like it. To have that much talent at age 20. My goodness.
Swing and a miss. 2-2. Anthony Rendon. Opposite way again, and it remains 3-2.
This is a good job of hitting right there by Soto. Pitch obviously way too close to take.
He just said that was a ball, wasn't it?
Pitch too close to take, but he just does a good job of just fouling the ball off and living to see another one. That's a sign of a mature hitter, despite only being 20 years old.
Got him with an off-speed pitch, a foul tip. 7 strikeouts for Zach Eflin.
Good changeup. Some good action. You see the grip and the bottom fall out of it. What is mound presence tonight?
Well, he's 6'6", and he seems like he's standing on a mountain at 6'6".
Just reaching out and handing the ball to JT Realmuto.
Ryan Zimmerman, by the way, is in the on-deck circle as Rendon picks up the first hit of the night for the Nationals. I guess that'll tell you that that flip that Matt Adams did over the railing in foul territory may have done a little bit more damage than initially thought. So they've lost Trey Turner and Matt Adams.
That back probably just starting to lock up in these conditions. The ball off the bat of Rhys Hoskins. Adams gets over the railing and runs out of real estate. Lands hard on his back.
And a breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Foul off the third base side. Opposite way. Harper toward the line and will make the catch. And he flips the baseball to a fan. And that wraps up the 4th inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. I think Murph is alive and kicking as we go to the 5th. Team to beat the National League East, Mikey Miss has an opinion, plus reactions from Bryce's return to D.C. Watch the Mike Missinelli Show weekday afternoons from 2 until 6 over on NBC Sports Philadelphia. Andrew McCutchen greets Max Scherzer with a foul ball off to the right to start the 5th inning. Phillies have fouled off 17 pitches out of the 78 that Scherzer has thrown tonight. That's a good number. And it's not like his stuff is not electric. You know, he's got good stuff. We used to track that a lot with Cole Hamels. When Cole, you know, had a lot of foul balls, that's when you knew there was an issue, where he may not go deep into a game. He would sometimes right the ship. Well, many times would right the ship. And a strike 3 called. He threw a changeup on the inner half to pick up his 7th strikeout. One out here in the 5th. The MLB Ballpark app is the perfect companion for your next visit to Citizens Bank Park. Access your game tickets for mobile entry into Citizens Bank Park. Redeem special check-in offers. Access the Ballpark food beverage finder and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Swing and a miss, 0-1. I was walking around the ballpark today, and there were a lot of people walking. Well, a lot of people going to the store, but also just walking by Pass and Stowe to see the Liberty Bell. 0-1 pitch, ground ball, foul, 0-2, and it got me thinking about how important that ballpark app is even this year.
Yeah.
Because there's so many new things at the ballpark, and it's going to keep changing over the years. Particularly the new restaurants or the new food outlets. Segura punches it back toward the middle, and that's going to be an infield hit, his 2nd hit of the night. It's his 4th infield hit already this year. And here comes Bryce Harper. Whether it bothers a player like Harper or not, I don't know. He'll comment after the game. But with each passing at bat, I would think that he'll continue to become more and more comfortable in his skin. Hey, listen, he's been booed a lot during his career. The difference is that he's being booed at the place that was his home ballpark for the first part of his career. Popped up off third. Rendon gives it a peek, and it's out of play. And it's 0-1.
First pitch change up there. He's seen everything that Max has to offer.
He sure
tonight.
has. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Another one fouled away. It's 1-2. Segura leads off first here at the top of the 5th. The Phillies 2, the Nationals nothing. He was on that one.
Yes, he was. And this pitch is right there.
I would think he's going to come back with a cutter here.
There's something hard at the belt, or might go back to that changeup down and away.
Think so? And he pulls it to right field. That'll be in for a base hit. Segura's going to go to third. It gets past Eaton. And Dusty Watson will hold Segura at third. It's a double for Bryce Harper.
He does indeed try to come back in with that cutter. Bryce is too quick with the barrel of the bat to the baseball. With that wet ground out there, it gets past Eaton. That's got to feel good for Bryce. Ball just backs up. Another good swing there by Bryce. Eaton thinks he's got a beat on it. It just skips right on by him.
And now the infield is in for the Nats. They've got good speed on the base paths. A fly ball should give the Phils another run. Hoskins 0 for 2. From the first pitch changeup, and it's 0-1. Came back with a slider that time, 0-2. I think what makes Scherzer tough, not only because his fastball he spots well, but you face him 5 times a year, which the Phillies are apt to do. One day it could be his cutter that's his out pitch. The next day it could be his changeup. It's not always the same pitch.
Yep.
Swing and a miss. Hoskins strikes out for the second time.
And the other thing, it's not just certain pitches to righties or lefties. He will throw all 5 pitches to righties and lefties, and he'll throw it at any count.
Tonight it's a 4-seam fastball that's been dominant, as you would expect. But he's throwing slider, change, curve. I'm surprised the cutter is only at 7%. I think he threw that a lot early. Real Muto is grounded out. He's flied out to right.
.92 pitches. Nobody warming up in the Nats bullpen. And don't think the man on deck is in the back of Max's mind here. JT should get something good to hit.
Threw back-to-back breaking balls. One ball and 1 strike to Real Muto. 2-1. Patrick, my older guy, we were watching the game on Sunday night, and he said to me, he said, have you ever looked at JT Real Muto's high school numbers? He said, I realized that it doesn't always dictate success in the major leagues. I said, no, I didn't. So he started reeling them off to me. .595 average with 28 home runs.
He must have had a fence.
26 doubles. He had 88 hits. In his senior year.
He had 28 home runs in his senior year?
In 42 games. I mean, that is crazy, isn't it?
Silliness.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Real Muto with runners at second and third. And a strike 3 called. That may have been the one pitch that Paul Emmels missed tonight. It was close and called a strike. 9 strikeouts for Scherzer. Gets out of a little jam here in the 5th. We move to the bottom of the 5th. So far so good for Zach Eflin, who has allowed just 1 hit. That was a single by Anthony Rendon. Time now for a Coors Light refreshing finish. And Zach Eflin's been on top of his game tonight.
He sure has. 64 pitches thus far as he enters the 5th. The fastball has been on point. And with Zach, everything comes down to fastball command. He's able to mix in some other pitches. Really good changeup tonight. Some good sliders, a couple curveballs. But it's been predominantly that good fastball, able to spot it up tonight. He has just been excellent. 7 strikeouts, just the 1 walk, and the 1 hit early on in this ball game.
Yan Gomes leads it off, and he takes a pitch low. A liner out to left. That'll drop for a hit. Yan Gomes aboard to begin the 5th inning. Second time tonight the Nats have had the leadoff hitter aboard. And Brian Dozier's coming up. Dozier walked his first time. It's the only walk issued by Eflin. Swing and a miss at the first pitch slider. Wander Suaro is warming up in the bullpen. Oh, 0-2. Scherzer in the dugout. Dave Martinez shook his hand. Not pleased.
Such a competitor.
He sure is. Over toward third, a foul ball. Murph, you got an update on the 2 injuries for the Nats?
We do. We saw Adams earlier in the game going, head over heels over the railing. He has been lifted from this game. We're being told back spasms is the reason for that, which is understandable after watching that video. And also Trey Turner, who left the game after being hit by that pitch, is having x-rays on that finger. No results on the x-rays yet, but he is getting it checked out right now.
All right. Thanks, Murph. 1-2 to Dozier.
Think about what that could mean for the Nats. I mean, anytime you lose one of your middle infielders, if it is going to be a prolonged absence, what Turner means, not only offensively, but defensively. His ability to steal bases, be a table setter. Obviously, you lose a lot of thump from Adams from the left side.
This is what happened to Trey Turner. He tried to bunt earlier, and the ball hit him right in the index finger. And this is Adams. Whoop. Well, he had Dozier 0-2 last time and wound up walking him. And now he's had him 0-2 again, and it's up to 3-2. Andrew Stevenson on deck. Dozier again stays alive. Look out, Murph. Murph decided to discard, throwing it to the 2 pregnant ladies and toss it to a youngster. Nice choice, Murph.
I thought so. Got to go with the young folk.
Ground ball softly off the foot. I guess nothing off the foot is soft. Well, this has turned into a little lengthier battle than Zach Eflin would have liked. He's at 75 pitches. But it's all part of what we talked about. Let it all go.
Yep.
This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat to Dozier, who had so many good years with the Minnesota Twins. Last year traded to the Dodgers and signed this offseason by the Nats for 1 year at $9 million. And a line drive base hit it to left field. His first hit of the year. The Nats now have runners on first and second with nobody out. And Andrew Stevenson is coming up. And Gabe Kapler is getting the bullpen phone going.
A little surprised that they're not
bringing Scherzer up to bunt. Why waste a pinch hitter here in the 5th?
Yeah,
they're down to 2 guys. They're down to Kurt Suzuki and Jake Knoll.
Exactly right. I mean, you're running out of options.
Well, because I mean, maybe they're not going to have Stevenson bunt here, but they could have easily had Scherzer bunt.
Exactly right.
Even though he bunted into a force play his last time. All right, so Stevenson up. First runner in scoring position tonight for the Nats. Stevenson last year played in 57 games for Washington, hit .253. First round pick in 2015. Eddie bunts. 0-2. I don't think he was bunting for sacrifice. I think he was bunting for a hit.
He was, but I don't think it's an opportune time to do it. Down 0-1, you foul it off. Next thing you know, you're 0-2.
Which is what he is. Swing and a miss. He got him with a fastball at 93. 8 strikeouts for Zach Eflin. And that was not a good at bat.
No, it's not. It just rears back and throws it right on by Stevenson. See him elevate the baseball. Exactly where JT wanted it. That's something I think that Dave Martinez might puts his head on the pillow tonight. Might think, I don't know about that decision making. You know, you have Scherzer, who is an apt bunter. I know he didn't get the job done, a little too firm his first bat.
He led the National League in sacrifice bunts 2 years ago.
It'd be different if the Phillies were up 3 or 4 to nothing.
Correct.
But it's only a 2-run margin.
0-1 to Robles, who struck out his first time up.
You know, you got a guy that's hitting .417 at the dish right now, and then Eaton coming up after him.
Fly ball short right. If it gets there, Cesar makes the catch. Infield fly rule was not called. So it was not a routine play in the eyes of the umpires. They don't have to call it.
Well, Cesar never got his feet set. He just had to keep running towards the ball. Could never really get underneath it.
I think it's the first time in a while that I've seen it not called, though. Kurt Suzuki chatting with Max Scherzer. Probably see Suzuki tomorrow behind the plate with Anibal Sanchez scheduled to pitch for Washington. Adam Eaton's 0 for 2. Breaking ball 0-1.
Curveball there.
Yeah, not many curveballs tonight from Zach. Fastball, slider, change mostly. Had a nice comeback to it. Nice spot on the outer half, 1-2. That's the slider.
Zach may have gotten away with one here.
I think you're right. Swing and a miss and a fastball. Adam Eaton down on strikes for the second time. 9 strikeouts tonight for Zach Eflin in his first start of 2019. And Adam Eaton not mad about the swinging strike, but about the called strike in the previous pitch. We played 5. We go to the 6th, 2-0 Phil. Blue Cross Fearless Philly of the Week was among the best in baseball from start to finish a season ago. The rest of baseball is on alert when Aaron Nola is on the mound. The All-Star finished among MLB's best in starts, ERA, wins, strikeouts, and opponent's average, resulting in a third-place finish in Cy Young voting. Aaron became the second pitcher in Phillies history with 200-plus strikeouts and an opponent's average below 200. He earned a second straight opening day start, and it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. We'll see Aaron Nola tomorrow afternoon when the Phils wrap up this quick jaunt down to D.C. They'll be opposed by Anibal Sanchez. That's Wander Suaro, who's out on the mounds. One inning, 2 hits, 1 strikeout, and a high ERA. Odubel Herrera takes the first one on 1 hop. Back to the backstop. Pitch inside, on the inside corner, I should say. 1 ball, 1 strike to Odubel. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Get him with the changeup there. So far, it's not been so good for the Nats. Their bullpen, 7 1/3 innings, has allowed 10 earned runs. Opposition hitting .432 against him. Part of their issue has been the 8th inning. 8th inning's just been bad. But we're here in the 6th. Jan Gomes tried to bring that back. There's Derek Lilquist in his 2nd year with the Nationals after being with the Cardinals before. I don't think he's happy.
No. Pretty good backdoor cutter there from Suaro.
3-2. And it hasn't been free passes that have hurt the Nats bullpen. In fact, they've only issued 3 walks, which is the least in the National League among bullpens. Giants and the Phillies have each issued 4. Their biggest problem is that they've given up a lot of hits. Nationals have given up 16 hits in 7 1/3. Odubel fouls it off to the left. Odubel has doubled and scored tonight. He scored on the pass ball. That was the 1 unearned run for Scherzer, who lasted 5, scattered 7 hits, struck out 9.
His ERA down to 2.13. His 2 starts. 21 strikeouts.
And a line drive base hit it to left center field, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. And Odubel's going to have his 2nd extra base hit of the night.
Not that at bat.
He fouled a couple pitches off, took a couple close pitches.
Always talking about his hand-eye coordination and the amount of movement that he has. Able to barrel this ball. Look at his head down on it. Hit it that hard.
And it was rising too. Look how it went right over the head of Defoe.
Absolute rocket. Amazing when you don't try and do too much.
How do you feel about bunting here? You're going to walk Franco, I guess, if you bunt. Put the double play in order. No bullpen action yet.
I'd let him swing it, because the Phillies have a 2-0 lead. Obviously, you want to make that grow, but you have a 2-0 lead. It's only the 6th inning.
Right.
Cesar's been swinging the bat decent. He's hitting 308 right now, and Odubel runs well. He's already in scoring position, so I'm not going to sacrifice it in this time of the game.
0-2. Cesar looking out over the plate. Jose Alvarez in the bullpen, loosening up for the Phillies. I think they'd like to push Eflin for another inning, but they also would like to get another run.
He's at 85 pitches.
Phillies only have 1 hit with a runner in scoring position in 7 at bats tonight. But that 1 hit did not drive in one of the runs, because Franco had the home run and then the other run scored on the pass ball. Again, the 1-2 coming to Cesar. Check swing, gets away from Gomes, and Odubel will get to 3rd on the wild pitch. Well, that was helpful.
That's a short one there. Not a whole lot Gomes can do with it. I don't miss those off the forearms. It just didn't even sound good. He tries to smother it, but that ball's so far out in front of home plate. You see that spike right there.
The infield in for the Nationals.
Boy.
Infield was in the 5th inning. And with one man down, and Scherzer was able to get Rhys Hoskins on strikes, and then they went back with Real Muto out.
See Cesar choking up. Find a way to put it in play.
He did not. Change up. 10th strikeout tonight for Nationals pitching. And one out for Franco. Kyle Bearclaw is warming up in the pen. Franco being intentionally walked for the 2nd time. This was Thursday's home run against Shane Carl.
So here's a hanging changeup, right? First pitch swinging is Michael. It's a hanging changeup. Doesn't try and do too much. There's a man on third at the time. And then here's tonight against Scherzer. Another changeup that kind of just backs up right into Michael's bat. Both swings, he didn't overswing. Another reason why he keeps getting intentionally walked, rightfully so by the Nats, but you love to see that out of Michael, getting good pitches, but not trying to do too much with him, just letting his natural swing take care of business.
It's 4 intentional walks now for Michael to start the year. And Nick Williams is going to come on to pinch hit for the Phils. No lefty had been warming up in the pen for the Nationals. Matt Grace is now up, but it's probably a little too late. He's trying to get warmed up. And here comes Dave Martinez. Dave Martinez out to talk to the home plate umpire. All right, this has to do with the visits, I believe.
I think it has everything to do with giving Grace time to warm up.
Well, that too. And here comes Dave Martinez to make the pitching change. Now there's the signal to the pen. Man, you want to talk about the delay. I mean, that was a delay to make sure the lefty was ready. Pitching change here in the top of the 6th with one out. We'll be back after this. Time now for our Citizens Bank minor league report. Citizens Bank, the official bank of the Phils. Reading Fightins have a number of the top 30 prospects. According to MLB Pipeline for the Phillies, they include Adam Hazley, who had a double to start the game tonight against the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. Mickey Moniak, he'll be part of that outfield, which includes Hazley and Cornelius Randolph. Some pretty good players that you get a chance to see in Reading and also in Lehigh Valley.
Do you see that the Reading Fightins are putting in a bungee jumping?
I did see that
at the ballpark.
Listen, you can't put anything past Scott Hunsinger. If he thinks it's going to attract a crowd, he's going to put it in there.
You got to start putting your names in. They're only going to do a certain amount a night, so you got to put your name in.
It's kind of like Minute with Murph. Only a certain amount. All right, so here we go. Another pitcher for the Nats. And Nick Williams will stay in. Runners on 1st and 3rd. And Williams takes strike 1. Nick so far is 0 for 3 as a pinch hitter. Really good numbers last year. Oh, and 2. He was a bit off balance on that sinker. Phillies are now 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Gabe Kapler has used the same lineup for the first 4 games. He used 4 different lineups to start last year. Yeah, the dirt. I bring that up because tomorrow being a day game, I mean, there is another off day on Thursday. But he was asked a lot about his lineup today. I would think you're going to see some substitutions tomorrow. I don't know what they will be, but you probably will see some substitutions tomorrow, whether it be Knapp behind the plate or King replaying.
I think you might see Scotty at second, Nick Williams in left, and Knapp behind the plate. Just a hunch.
One ball and 2 strikes.
And not so much that the regulars need a rest with all these off days.
Swing and a miss. Well, the Phillies have struck out 11 times tonight, and they've struck out in some key spots.
Yeah, they have. There's a sinker that runs underneath the hands of Nick Williams. I don't know if this pitch is ever a strike. Almost hit him.
And now Derek Lilquist back out to the mound with Andrew McCutchen coming up.
But I'm saying not that the regulars need a rest, obviously with all the off days, but the guys that are going to be part of the bench, and the bench is going to be a key component to this ball club, but they need to see some pitches. They need to get some reps, feel a little bit more comfortable.
Rob Thompson, the Phillies bench coach, talking things over with Gabe Kapler. And this will leave things for McCutchen, who is 1 for 3 tonight. Well, the Phillies certainly, with runners in scoring position in scoring opportunities, had a lot of success the first 3 games of the season. Not as much here tonight. You a little surprised they didn't bring a right-hander in to face McCutchen?
Yes, especially because you have McCutchen and then Segura. Guess they feel with Grace's sinker, you can get a ball on the ground and get the Nats back in the dugout.
Phillies in the early part of this year hitting .368 with runners in scoring position. That'll take a hit tonight. They have just 1 hit with a runner in scoring position tonight. In fact, 1 for 9 after the Williams strikeout. It's 1-1 to McCutchen. Wow. The ball ate up Gomes again.
There's a sinker in the dirt. That's an excellent play from Gomes. I always tell young catchers, you know, it's almost impossible to block a fastball in the dirt. Gomes somehow does it here. You're just not expecting a fastball to be spiked like that.
Three balls, 1 strike. Surprised the umpires are not making Matt Grace pause a little bit more once he comes to the set. I mean, there's still movement, particularly with runners on first and third.
I'm going to throw over to first here.
Yeah, there he stopped. There's a lot of fidgeting going on with his hand in the glove, but I thought he was quick with Williams on that strikeout.
Yeah.
And ball 4, that'll load the bases up.
You're absolutely right. He really doesn't come to a full stop.
And now Segura, who is 2 for 3. It's not too late to get your Philly season tickets for the 2019 season. Plans start as little as 12 games, Ben, and they offer great benefits, including postseason ticket access. Go to Phillies.com or call 215-463-5000. All right, so Segura all bundled up and ready to go. The base is loaded. That one is shot inside the first base bag down the right field line. One run is in. Here comes Franco. Rounding third, heading for home is McCutchen. The throw not in time. He scores standing. It's a 3-run double for Gene Segura, and the Phillies finally get a timely hit with a runner in scoring position and lead it 5-0.
Yeah, you're not going to find a bigger one than that. That's some two-out love right there by Gene Segura. His ability to just stay inside the baseball and use the whole diamond makes him so special. I tried to tell the Phillies fans, not a household name, but this man is going to flat out accumulate some hits and some timely hits. His third of the night.
Now Bryce Harper, who doubled his last time up. And it's 1 ball and no strikes to Harper. And a line drive, base hit it to left field. Rounding third is Segura on his way home. The throw to the plate is not in time. It's an RBI single for Harper. 6-0 Phils. I got to tell you, I don't know what kind of emotions are rolling through his head. But whatever kind of emotions were in his head to start this game, now it's back to pure baseball emotions with these last 2 ABs.
Pure baseball emotions. I'm helping my ball club win a ball game, hopefully. It's a sinker, just a good swing. And when Bryce starts hitting bullets to the left side of the diamond, that's when the opposing pitcher is going to have some pause. I don't know why Rendon doesn't catch that. Try and get Harper at second. The Phils will take it.
And now Hoskins, who is 0 for 3. 6 runs on 10 hits for the Phillies. Phillies fans were chanting MVP, MVP.
I know it's still early in the season, but there has been some two-out thunder by the fighting Phils.
Scoring position with 2 outs. The Phils came into this game 4 for 10.
Even getting rallies started with 2 outs.
Yeah, they've added to it here tonight. 2-1. The recipient of these runs tonight is that man who pitched extremely well through 5 innings. First time this week, this season, the Phillies have reached double digits in hits. Now the chant has changed to "We got Harper." And the Philly fans are much louder right now, as you would imagine, than the Nats fans. Ground ball to third. Rendon has it, and the inning is over. But the damage is done. 8 men come to the plate in the inning. 2 clutch, 2-out base hits. Gene Segura and Bryce Harper, which caused the dugout to erupt with emotion following Bryce Harper's RBI single. And a little acknowledgement to the crowd in right field. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by WB Mason. Who but WB Mason for fast, free delivery? Nobody does it better. Phillies up 6-0. That's why there's a lot of Nationals fans who are leaving. You know who's not leaving? The fans that came down to see Bryce Harper. Look at that reaction when he went out to his position. You don't think he's lifted up by what's happened these first 4 games?
That's a young man who is generally having fun playing baseball.
Yeah. Here's Defoe to lead off the bottom of the 6th. Defoe is 0 for 1. One ball, one strike as Alvarez on in relief of Zach Eflin.
Who was masterful tonight. First pitch strikes for Zach, 15 of 19. Did not fall behind, 2-0 all game. He had 2 all night. Either 2-1 counts. 2 and 1 counts. 19 0-2 or 1-2 counts. You work ahead, good things happen.
That one's floated out to center field, and it'll drop for a hit between Cesar and Odubel. Leadoff single for Defoe. By the way, Ben, I did not realize this, but we've been informed by a couple people on Twitter.
Yes.
That the bungee thing was an April Fool's joke.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
I thought I saw it on their website today.
We'll reach out to the great Scott Hunsinger.
It's like the picture of that scooter I sent you yesterday.
Yeah.
That was an April Fool's joke.
It was?
It was. Hook, line, and sinker. I fell for it.
You fell for it. I bought it. 1 ball and 1 strike to Soto. Juan Nicasio loosening up in the pen. Soto's 0 for 2. He's flat out to center and he's struck out. That's in there, 1-2. Scott has replied and has said, yes, the bungee jump was an April Fool's joke.
Well,
you got us. Man, that's 2 that you fell for.
I know. Very gullible, Tom.
Did you fall for anything else?
I don't think so.
Two and two. The outside corner. And a strike 3 call. 10 strikeouts for Phillies pitching. What away here in the 6th. Our Toyota turning point. If you missed it, it came last inning. Gene Segura at the plate.
Gets a sinker and just shoots it down that right field line. He's got that magic wand in his hand. And Bryce Harper comes off Grace again. Shoots it to the left side. The good guy's up 6-0. It's your Toyota turning point.
And now Anthony Rendon late on a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Rendon singled. He had the first hit against Eflin. 1 of 2 hits. Or 1 of 3 hits, I should say, allowed by Zach. in the air to left field. McCutchen going backpedaling to the wall, and it is gone. 2-run home run for Anthony Rendon. It's a good thing the Phils added those runs in the last inning. It's now a 6-2 ball game. First home run of the year for Rendon.
This ball just makes it into that front row there in the left field seats. The cold weather had a lot to do with it. This ball's pretty well hit. Tries to sneak a fastball in. Rendon knew it. Right in the first row.
Gabe Kapler went running out to the mound, but he is making a pitching change. So with one out here in the 6th inning, it'll bring Juan Nicasio into the ball game. So a pitching change for the Phils. We'll be back here in the 6th inning right after this.
See the story NBC Sports Philadelphia wrote about the Phillies? You got to check it out on the My Teams app.
You can follow everything that happened here tonight off the My Teams app. The Phils lead it 6-2 as we go to the bottom of as we are in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Jose Alvarez allowed 2 runs on 2 hits in a third of an inning, and now Juan Nicasio will take over. Nicasio is on to face Ryan Zimmerman. Phillies bullpen needs 11 outs to try to improve to 4-0. I mentioned before the Phillies had not been 4-0 in the modern era. They were 4-0. Been back in 1905. The first pitch to Zimmerman, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Juan Nicasio making his return to the Phillies. He was with the Phils in 2017. Bouncer foul. He pitched in only 2 games for the Phillies in 2017. Pirates, Phillies, then Cardinals. Then last year wound up with the Mariners. Didn't have a great year. How about the start they're off to?
Yeah.
Who would have thought they were going to be able to hit like they've hit? 1 ball, 1 strike to Zimmerman. And a fastball lined into right field, a base hit. Well, there's no reason to allow the Nats to wake up here.
None whatsoever.
And Yan Gomes is due up.
You see, get a ball on the ground, let the boys go back and swing it. I don't care if it's a 4-6-3 or a 6-4-3, Tom. I'll take a double play.
Just want something right on the ground.
That's it.
Gomes singled his last time up. He's also struck out. That it runs high, 1-0. That one goes past Real Muto, but not that far, and it's 2-0. Well, I'm sure that the Phillies didn't want to use a whole lot of their bullpen tonight if they didn't have to, but they may be to a point where they're going to have to get Adam Morgan, Hector Neris up in the pen. Neshek's worked in the first 3 games.
But all these off days.
It's true. There's one on the outer edge. It's 2-1.
I mean, these guys are definitely getting their rest.
Phillies bullpen has pitched to a 4.35 ERA to start the year. 10 1/3. There's a bouncer to short. That could be 2. There's 1 and 2.
Ask and you shall receive.
That is a beauty. And that ends the inning. I don't think the Phillies realized it, but now they do.
It's okay, guys.
6-4-3 double play. No need to get 4 in an inning. They got 3. The Nats got 2 on the home run by Rendon. We completed 6. We go to the 7th at 6-2 Phils. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda Dealers game summary, where the Phils jumped out to a 2-0 lead after the first 4 innings. Maikel Franco hit his 3rd home run of the season and then blew it open with 4 in the top of the 6th inning. Gene Segura, bases clearing double, driving 3, and then an RBI single by Bryce Harper. And now we go to the 7th inning. And our Hyundai defensive play of the game. We just saw it. Ben asked for it, and he got it.
This is the pitcher's best friend, 6-4-3. And we had some guys laugh and say, yeah, we played 3 at this level. That is your Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealer.
Yeah, the Phillies had forgotten the outs for a moment. Here's Real Muto. He takes a strike from Kyle Bearclaw, his former teammate with the Miami Marlins. Bearclaw, an inning and 2/3 so far, 2 hits. The 0-1 pitch inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
So JT's thinking, okay, if Bearclaw out on the mound, this is what I would call right here.
It doesn't always work that way, but you would think that, you know, there would be an understanding. Wanted 2 to Real Muto. Check swing. He did not go, says Bruce Dreckman. When talking about Real Muto, there are folks that are wondering, well, how many games will he play this year? And what Gabe said, he said, I'll start with their threshold, which means what was their average during the course of their career. And he said then, and we'll talk about it every couple weeks, you see if you can add on to that. How many games can you add on to that? Let's say JT Realmuto averages 132 games behind the plate. Can you add 4 more games to that number without taking away his productivity? He said that is what the staff is analyzing, not only with Realmuto, but with everybody on the Phillies roster. Now, obviously, it does take into account, are they healthy?
Right.
For the entire run. But if they are, can they be pushed a little bit more than what their threshold is? And he said, and my thought is, the answer is yes.
Yes.
They can be pushed.
Especially with someone like JT. He keeps himself in such good shape.
And he did say that. That one's in the air to center field. And Robles is under it. And makes the catch.
The highest I ever caught one year was 138.
Did you feel it? Was it different? I mean,
no,
you're always in decent shape.
Yeah, I was younger, and you know, it's what you do. I asked Jorge Posada because Georgie was, I mean, you could bank on Georgie for 145, 150 games a year for all those years for the Yankees. And I asked him when I was in camp with him for 2 years, I said, Georgie, how were you able to sustain that and still be productive? He goes, I'm a catcher. I caught. That's what I do. I catch. And Joe Torre ran him out there every time.
Very profound.
You know, he goes, hey, people want to give me a day off. I don't want a day off. I hated days off. And Georgie said, hey, I catch. That's what I do. He said, you take care of your body, you get your rest, you get the right nutrition, you catch. That's what you do.
Well, you know, Gabe said, I think the answer is yes. Can we push certain guys? And he said, we won't push them or him, in Real Muto's case, to an unsafe zone. He said over the years, thinking about it, he goes, we might make a mistake here or there. He said, but we think that there are some guys that we can push to beyond their threshold. Two balls, one strike.
Odubel was expecting another pitch in another location right there. He's on that 2-0 fastball.
Fly ball right field, not deep. Here comes Eaton on the run. Out goes Dozier, and it's going to drop between the two. Odubel on his way to second. He's there with his third double of the night.
Both Dozier and Eaton had a long way to run for this, but it looks like Eaton just gave up on it. I believe this is Eaton's ball all day long.
I would agree with you on that one.
He just stopped running. Great hustle by Odubel, though. Look at Eaton. I mean, he just gives up on it.
Yeah, if he had pursued it harder.
He started slowing down way before that. Odubel slides in safely.
3 doubles tonight for Odubel Herrera. And now Cesar Hernandez, 1 for 3. Phillies with 11 hits tonight. Out toward left center field. Robles on the run. He's got good speed. And he'll make the catch for the second out. And here's Franco, who I would assume, well, Altair is out on deck.
For a third time tonight, maybe? Intentional walk?
Don't assume anything, Ben. I think I would, and I would force the Phillies to burn another pinch hitter.
Looks like they're going to pitch to him.
There we go.
Or not.
That's so great. He's been intentionally walked 5 times this year.
Leading the league, Tom.
Well, you have to. I would think that if you're Odubel, you have, or Michael, you've got to laugh about it. I know you're taking the bat out of his hand, and he wants to hit, but he's going to get his chances to hit. All right, so the Phillies burn another pinch hitter.
So a lot of folks have been asking me recently over the last couple days about moving Michael up because he's been so hot, and why mess with a good thing? Yes, he is hot, but the Phillies offensively as a whole are having so much production. So why mess with it?
You kind of let it just go for the time being. There might come a time where they adjust it. So Michael intentionally walked for the third time tonight, 5 overall. Mike Trout is right behind him with 2, which makes sense. Last year, Trout led the league with 25 intentional walks. Kyle Schwarber was number 2 with 20. Franco was intentionally walked 7 times last season.
Kyle Schwarber was number 2.
Number 2.
I'd have lost that bet.
Here's Odubel. His sprint speed is ahead of the major league average. As we mentioned, 3 doubles tonight for Herrera. That one's off the end of the bat, foul. One and 2. Swing and a miss. Altair strikes out. No runs, 1 hit, 2 men left. Odubel has a 3-double night. Time to stretch with the Phillies on top, 6-2. Concerts, one fun weekend at Citizens Bank Park. Friday, May 24th, Billy Joel continues his stadium residency for the 6th consecutive year. Then Saturday the 25th, The Who will be bringing their 2019 North American Moving On Tour to Citizens Bank Park. Tickets are on sale now at Phillies.com. Well, with Ben Davis and Greg Murphy, I'm Tom McCarthy. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Adebayo Ramos is entering his first game this season. And he will face Brian Dozier, who is 1 for 1. First pitch is in there. Juan Nicasio went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 1 hit. Dozier pops it up, foul territory. And Rhys Hoskins is there. And a quick out here in the 7th inning. And here is Jake Knoll, who will pinch hit. So now they're down to Suzuki with 2 at-bats after this. And a breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Jake Knoll is a former 7th-round pick out of Florida Gulf Coast. Foul tip. 0 for 1 so far. Last year, he played in Single-A and Double-A, hit .291 with 11 home runs, 72 runs batted in. Adam Morgan warming up in the bullpen. And the 0-2 outside, 1-2. It's a decent-sized jump, though, to go from Double-A to the big leagues.
Absolutely.
Now, he was in the Arizona Fall League this past fall, so it's an indication of how much they liked him. Swing and a miss. 2 outs here in the 7th.
Nasty slider here from Edu Bry.
Every time a Phillies pitcher records a pitch of 95 miles per hour or more, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. It's 0-1. Well, it seemed like a good idea at the time, but I think the R has left the T and the A and the I, the other T and the O. The 2 R's are on vacation.
Still heckling, though.
Yeah, but it's still not the same. Swing and a miss, 1-2. They tried, the T-shirts tried to tell the story, but they were overwhelmed tonight. Bryce said today in his press conference that he was aware that there was a group of folks that were coming down to sit behind him in right field. He was very aware of it. Group of folks from Philadelphia coming down. Two balls and 2 strikes to Robles. Off the hands and out of play. And this is what he did earlier, acknowledging those group of Phillies fans. I was asked today on national radio with Chris Mad Dog Russo. He said, why have the Philly fans taken to him so well and so quickly? I said, because he's taken to them. The fly ball out to Bryce Harper in right field. And he'll make the catch, and a standing ovation for the fans in right field as he wraps up the bottom of the 7th inning.
That love really is reciprocal, and you love to see the fans acknowledged. You love to see Bryce Harper acknowledged. We're on to the 8th.
Is brought to you by your local Chevrolet dealers and by Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEFF now or visit jeffersonhealth.org. Top half of the 8th inning here at Nationals Park, and the Phils lead the Nats 6-2. Big 6th inning for the Phillies when they scored 4 runs. Last year the Phillies were 4-5 here at Nationals Park, and they'll face their former teammate Jeremy Hellickson, who takes over for Kyle Bearclaw here in the top of the 8th inning. And Andrew McCutchen to the top of the order will start things off for the Phillies. McCutchen has scored a run tonight. He's got a base hit, a walk. He's 1 for 3. And he pulls the first pitch foul. McCutchen lifetime here at Nationals Park, a .297 hitter. Good numbers lifetime against the Nationals overall, hitting .324. Sounded like it broke his bat as he loops it out towards center. That's going to drop for a base hit, and it's his 2nd hit of the night. And he begins the 8th inning with a leadoff single as Segura's coming up. Ben brought up a good point before about Segura. How you may not know a whole lot about him, but as the Phillies fans get to know him a little bit more, you'll realize what a consistent hitter he is. And since the start of the 2016 season, his 541 hits are the 7th most among major league players, not just American League players or National League players, of the entire major league system. He's one of just 4 qualifying players with a .300 or better batting average in each of the last 3 years. Who the other 3 are? Very recognizable names. He's the least recognized name on that list.
The other 3.
Now, they're significant names.
Right.
2 American League, 1 National League.
One's got to be Trout.
Trout is 1.
Another American League.
Yeah, 1 little feller.
Altuve.
Altuve is 1. A 5.4 force at second base.
And then a National League guy.
Yeah, so Trout, Altuve. And we just saw the National League guy the other day.
Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman. And now Bryce Harper coming up for the 5th time tonight. He's 2 for 4. Harper has doubled. He singled home run. And it's 1-0. Story of today's Washington Post. There was sort of a timeline on how things broke away from the Nationals with Bryce. It did say at 2 points during the offseason. One main point, but there were 2 points where he truly thought he was coming back to Washington. And the last time was right before Christmas, where he felt like after he had lunch with the Lerners out in Palm Springs, Lerners are the owners of the Nationals, that he was going to sign back with them. Little dribbler foul. It's 1-2. But as it turned out, the offer that he was given was still lighter, not only in dollars but also in years than what he wanted, and there was still some deferred money, not as much as the first offer, which he apparently received during a rain delay on the final day of the season.
Seems like an opportune time to throw some numbers out there.
Almost as if they were trying to capitalize on the drama of the moment.
Right.
But the article in the Washington Post also discussed how, the second visit that he had with the Phillies, which was just with John Middleton and his wife Lee, how that went a long, long way to deciding his future. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Harper.
Well, I think he looks much better in the Phillies uniform.
It sure does. Segura with a conservative leadoff first. In the air to right center field. How about this for a homecoming? That is crushed into the second deck for Bryce Harper. And he gives those Phillies fans a chance to jump up and down one more time.
This ball is K-I-L-T, kilt, Thomas. My goodness. Hellickson tries to sneak this 89-mile-an-hour fastball by Bryce Harper. It ain't happening. My goodness. You don't see a lot of balls go up there, Tom.
Well, for Harper, it's his 3rd home run of the season. The Phils lead it 8-2.
And these fans are loving it.
Talk about embracing the moment.
Goodness. Bats flying through the zone.
And here's Rhys Hoskins. It's just becoming a baseball game for him again. Breaking ball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
He said, I'm not throwing it back.
That one's pulled to shortstop, but a couple hops. And 2 outs. What a sweet swing this was.
Man. The leverage that he creates. I mean, look at all the fans, and none of them have left. I don't know how many of those folks are going to go to work tomorrow.
Well, they're going to sleep well on the way back. Pretty cool reaction for the fans over the Phillies dugout, too.
You're absolutely right. Rising to the occasion.
Yep. 0-1 pitch. On the outside corner, 0-2. It was great that he hit it into the second deck, but it would have been really neat if it had landed in that sea of Phillies fans out in right center field.
I think about how cold. We've seen some balls knocked down tonight. It is a cold, damp night for him to hit the ball that far.
Out to shallow left field. Juan Soto sprints in. Defoe is out. And the inning is over. But a little fireworks from Bryce Harper. He started out the night with a couple strikeouts, but since that time a double, a single, and how about this bat flip? I mean, he crushed it out to right center field into the second deck. Yeah, just soak it in, Phillies fans. It is a sweet swing, and he's off to a resounding start. And the Phils are up 8-2. It's this Tuesday when the Phillies take on the Washington Nationals at 7:05. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. Well, it's becoming a common occurrence. Harper going out to the crowd that hasn't left in right field.
Tip of the cap.
Yep. A little more subtle this time. Adam Morgan is on. Adam Eaton is up. And a pitch in there. It's 0-1. Eaton is 0 for 3. He's flied out and he has struck out twice. Oh, 2. Zach Eflin started, went the first 5. He struck out 9. Then Jose Alvarez, Juan Nicasio, Adebray Ramos had a clean 7th. And here's Adam Morgan, who's in his 3rd game. Adam Eaton just hit by that pitch. It looked like it hit him on the hands. The Braves have a base runner here, or excuse me, the Nationals have a base runner here in the 8th inning. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thanks, Tom. It's time now for T-Mobile's connection to the game. And the Blue Jays making some moves today. They traded away longtime center fielder Kevin Pillar to the San Francisco Giants. And then right afterwards, they extended Randal Grichuk 5 more years on his contract. It is expected that Grichuk will take a lot of the action that was Pillar's action. He'll now handle all those duties. So Pillar out to San Francisco and Grichuk in Toronto. And Dustin Pedroia, guys, it has been almost a year since he's played 9 innings of baseball. Well, he finally did today. He played it in an extended spring training game, and he has his eyes set on the home opener for the Boston Red Sox, hoping that he will be healthy and ready to go. He's going to spend the next couple of days playing in some minor league games, trying to play in back-to-backs, and if it all goes well, you might see Dustin Pedroia in Fenway for Boston's home opener. And of course, that's the day they'll also be getting their World Series rings. So it'll be an emotional day, not only for Pedroia getting back on the field, but for them getting the rings as well.
It'd be nice to see from a baseball standpoint if Pedroia can come back. By the way, they're looking to see if that ball hit Adam Eaton or not, or if it hit the bottom of the bat. Here's one look, which is kind of fast to see. It certainly hit something, and this might be a better look.
Yeah, it hit right off his forearm.
You think it hit the forearm?
I think it hit his forearm, yeah.
He was shaking his hand out, though.
I think it was forearm, then hand.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Bruce Dreckman is to your left. The crew chief is Paul Emmel. It was Emmel who made the call. Take another peek at it.
Let's watch where his skin is exposed on that forearm. See how it changes direction?
I don't see it. I didn't see the hit the forearm. You could be right. Here's the call. Foul ball. All right, so Adam Eaton is coming back. Well, the count, no balls and 2 strikes. That's where it remains.
It just looked like it hit his forearm first. I don't know. The Phils will take it.
Well, you can't argue what happens with replay. You can't argue after the decision comes down, but not even really a mention from Adam Eaton. No balls and 2 strikes to him. And he hits that one sharply through the hole on the left side. I think he'll take that ahead of a hit by pitch. So he is aboard to start the inning. And Wilmer Defoe. Still no update on Trey Turner that we've received. Turner was lifted after having his index finger hit while attempting to bunt.
Had to have gotten the results back by now.
They probably did. They probably just aren't sharing it until after the game. Defoe takes in 1 ball, 1 strike. And 1-2. Got him. He was out in front. He may have tipped it, but it's another strikeout for Phil's pitching. That is number 12 tonight.
A good change up here by Adam. It's not so much the location as his pitch is a little up. It's the speed which gets gets Defoe. See that pitch elevated just a hair? That pitch, 12 miles an hour off his fastball. Good change of speeds there for Adam Morgan.
Juan Soto, who has flied out to center and has struck out twice. There's Vince Velasquez, who's been available out of the bullpen over the last couple of games because he won't start until next Tuesday. Actually, I shouldn't say next Tuesday. It's either Monday or Tuesday. Nothing's been officially announced. 1 ball and no strikes to Soto. Off the glove of Real Muto. That'll be a pass ball.
Go over the signs with the man on second.
Kind of interesting thinking about how the Phillies' fate changed this offseason. The acquisition of Real Muto. You know, the Nationals and the Braves were both rumored to possibly get him in a deal if they included certain players. You know, for the Nationals, you know, the Marlins were asking for top prospects.
Right.
They were asking for Robles. They even asked for Soto at one point, which was an easy no, I would think, for Washington. 2 balls, no strikes. Little dribbler. It's fair. And Real Muto will get the out at first. Over to third base goes Eaton. 2-3 on the putout. There are 2 outs. So talking to Dusty Wathan today about JT Real Muto, and I asked him, I said, what have you learned spring training and these first 4 games? And Dusty, who is the Phillies' third base coach, but is also, along with Bob Stumpo and Craig Driver, the 3 of them handle the catchers. And he said, what I learned is that he is arguably the best catcher in the National League right now. He said, but he wants to be even better. He wants to be part of the elite catchers that have been part of this game.
Well, he definitely has the right attitude. That's the only way you could really, you always try and get better, right? You always try and take it to the next level. And I think he's got that kind of skill set, which will enable him to do so.
Yeah, so one of the things that Dusty said that Real Muto made very clear is that he understands where he is right now in the game, how he's improved over the years. He said that he's not afraid to hear any type of constructive suggestions, you know, just to enhance himself. And a lot of it could be from a technological standpoint because he's really good game prep wise. And he said, Dusty did say that that's something that really stands out in how well he prepares for games, with video, with conversations, with scouting reports. 2-1 to Rendon.
And I think he'll have some, I think he's going to be able to catch for a while. I just look at him, obviously he's in tremendous shape, takes care of his body, but he's very flexible back there, extremely.
A liner out to center field. Odubel will put it away. Yeah, that's it for the 8th inning. No runs, a hit. 1 man left over at third. We have completed 8 innings. We go to the 9th. Phillies enjoying an 8-2 lead. I don't know if they'll ever make a comeback with those kind of umbrella hats. At least those ladies are enjoying it. There's a group of about 8 or 9 of them that are down over the first base side that have utilized them this evening. Jeremy Hellickson is back out there for his 2nd inning of relief work, and he'll face Odubel Herrera, who has 3 doubles tonight. And time is called. I don't think everybody was set in the outfield, but now it looks like they are.
You know, Tom, I'm looking at those hats and I'm thinking early birthday present would be nice. I could use one of those.
You want me to get you one of those?
Yeah.
That one's out to center field. Robles is under it. And 1 away. When would you wear it?
I could have worn it in the first 3 innings today.
I have one real good suggestion for you.
What's that?
That if you went over right now and asked them, I think they would probably give one to you.
Yeah, they might, but I don't think I can get over there at this point of the ball game.
Ah, come on, you're a nimble young man. Cesar takes inside. It's 1-0. I just panicked when you said early birthday present. I'm thinking, your birthday's not until the end of the baseball season.
Okay, very early birthday present. How's that?
All right.
Or late, whatever.
The 1-0 pitch. This team's been playing well.
They have. Took 2 out of 3 from the Yanks. Are you really Googling that right now?
The man asked me for one. I'm going to get him one. Listen, if Lou Brock was comfortable wearing an umbrella hat, then Murph will also. Murph, in fact, I'm going to Google the Brock umbrella, which is the official Lou Brock version of that.
Okay. You don't have to do it right now. if you don't want to.
That one's over Murph's head and out of play. It's 3-2.
How about that one?
I think that's seen its better day. I think that was a giveaway right there.
It was.
And a line drive to center field, waiting for it. Robles. And he makes the catch for the second out.
Michael get a chance to swing it here.
Michael has been walked intentionally 3 times. Franco is the 6th Philly with 3 intentional walks in a game. This is since 1915. Ryan Howard, he had it happen 3 times. Dick Allen twice. Clay Dalrymple, Del Ennis, and Gary Maddox. 1-0 pitch inside. But he also did this, and this is part of the reason why he's being intentionally walked.
He gets a change up here from Scherzer. Barrels it, keeps it fair. The Phillies up 1-0. A lot of handshakes going on, T-Mac.
Ground ball foul.
Handshakes galore.
Down and away. 3 balls, 1 strike. That one's pulled sharply, a base hit for Michael Franco, who's 2 for 2 and has been on base 5 times tonight. That's a nice night. And now Scott Kingery will pinch hit. Phillies have Andrew Knapp left on their bench.
I just really like these swings from Michael. They're under control. They're aggressive, but they're still under control. 3-1 count. It's an 8-2 ball game. Pretty much the whole ballpark knows what he's going to get, right? He's going to get a fastball. He does get the fastball, but he doesn't try and do too much with it. Stays within himself. Bats flying through the zone. That's not the Michael that's bailing and wailing and hitting a pop-up. Love to see it.
Yeah, ride it for as long as you can. Kingery 0 for 1 this year. And he grounds it foul. Outside corner 0-2 to Kingery. Popped him up. Out at second base in short right is Dozier. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left for the Phillies. It's time to head to the bottom of the 9th inning to get the last 3 outs with the Phillies on top, 8-2. Velasquez a chance to get a little work here. As we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, Velasquez making his first appearance of the season. He will eventually start for the Phillies. Yeah, that'll come at some point next week. But getting a little work here. Those are his numbers from a season ago. 161 strikeouts and 146 2/3 innings of work. The Phillies definitely see Vince Still as a starting pitcher. But here is a chance for him to come out of the bullpen.
It's good for Vince to get some work in.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Just to be out there on the mound again.
I think they were trying to find a spot for him to do that. And I think there's no doubt. I think it makes them feel a little bit better that they're doing it when they have a lead.
So if you're not accustomed to doing it, it's a different animal coming out of the pen.
He's been warming up since the bottom of the 8th inning. And now he'll go to work, and he'll do so against Ryan Zimmerman. Zimmerman did not start tonight. He came on for Matt Adams, who left with a back injury after flipping over the railing off the first base line earlier in the game. Auto pitch to Zimmerman. That's in there, 1-1.
And I don't think this is a situation where Vince goes out and just dominates out of the bullpen. The Phillies are going to be like, well, he did so well out of the bullpen, maybe we can make that transition. No. They already told Vince, listen, you're going to be our 5th starter. You're going to make your next start. It's a chance for him to come in and get three outs the fastest way he can.
He hasn't worked since a minor league game after the Phillies had left Clearwater. He stayed back and worked in a minor league game. And he gets the ground out to begin the 9th inning. Yan Gomes now the hitter. Phillies won the first 3 games at home. And now lead the first game of this brief 2-game road trip. 8-2 with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th inning. Those chants of "We got Harper" get a little louder out in right field. There are not many fans left here. 35,000 plus. 0-2 to Gomes.
Nice breaking ball there from Vince. I can't believe all these folks have stayed. It's great.
One of the great things with this ballpark open, the Phillies were still sort of in their heyday, and there were so many Phillies fans that came down and kind of took over the yard. They used to call it Citizens Bank Park South.
Yep.
In some ways, tonight is sort of scratching the surface of what it could be like again. The 1-2 pitch to Yan Gomes. Had a breaking ball down, 2-2. Try to foul.
Well, there's been a lot of really good things that come out of tonight's ball game. Obviously the offense, but
yeah, individually and collectively.
Yeah, but I think one of the best things, obviously I think it's going to get overlooked because of the outcome of the game, but the way Zach Eflin threw the baseball tonight,
I would agree with that.
Phenomenal.
Swing and a miss. 2 outs here in the 9th inning. These aren't fastballs, folks. This is slider curveball in some ways for Velasquez, right?
Yeah, that's definitely a curveball there. This one kind of backs up a little bit.
But in a good spot.
But in a good spot.
And now Brian Dozier, who is 1 for 2 with a walk tonight. Popped it up, and it's going to be out of play. It's 0-1.
And that can happen to pitchers when they have a lot of rest, when they're fired up. You have a good arm like Vince Velasquez. You end up throwing through the brakes sometimes. You're just so geeked up to be out there. Sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself and start to cast that pitch. Better spot there.
1 strike. 1-2. Tomorrow, game time is 1:35. Anibal Sanchez, or 1:05, I should say. And now the 1-2 pitch. In the dirt, 2-2. We'll be on NBC Sports Philadelphia tomorrow. Aaron Nola, Anibal Sanchez. Waiting for the 2-2 pitch is Brian Dozier with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Fastball swung on and missed, and the ball game is over. And Bryce Harper's return to D.C. was a great one. The Phillies win it 8-2. They've won 4 straight games to start a season. It's the first time in the modern era for them to do that, and the first time overall since 1915. Much to the delight of the fans out in right field, who were able to venture down, busloads who ventured down in support of Bryce Harper. Phillies scored 5 or more runs in each of the first 4 games, first time since 2010, and 31 hits, 31 runs scored in the first 4 games this season. It has been a great start for the Phils, and here are our W. Mason deliveries of the game. We begin with Maikel Franco.
Maikel Franco here in the 2nd inning to change up off Max Scherzer. Deposits that baseball in the left field stands. Phillies up 1-0 at the time. Maikel loving it and ends up with a knock later on in the ballgame. In the 6th inning, Gene Segura, bases loaded, 2 out, double down the line. Played all 3 Phillies there. And then in the 7th inning, the 2-run homer. Or I'm sorry, this is a single to left field to score Gene Segura. Bryce ends up getting the 2nd base on the throw home. And he's down on the field with our Greg Murphy. Murph?
All right, thank you very much. Well, in terms of homecomings, this had a little bit of everything, but I know you wanted this just to be another game, but the 3 hits in your return, including the home run, was it just another game for you tonight?
I mean, just as a team, you know, I feel like just having the group of guys that we do inside that clubhouse, I mean, they got my back each and every night, just like I have their back, and they made this, a lot of fun for me. And, they understand what it's like to be a ball player, to come back, especially Jake, to come back to their home field. And, they let me enjoy it as much as possible. And, I owe a lot of respect to the guys in my clubhouse because just the way they acted, the way they approached today, and, the fans as well. I mean, I appreciate them so much for coming down and just being the Philadelphia Philly fans that they are. And, I mean, I'm getting chills. I'm so thrilled to be here and just thrilled to be doing this.
I know you said you didn't know what to expect. Were you surprised, though, at the reaction here?
I mean, I guess that's sports. I guess that's just part of, what they felt like, and, that's them. So I guess I know what I'm going to get into for the next 13 years. And, I'm excited to be able to be a Philadelphia Philly. And here in the booth tonight just reminded me that, the city of Philadelphia, they're back home cheering me on the TV, and the people in right field as well, behind the dugout as well. And I got a lot of fans back home, so it's great.
All right, go enjoy it with your teammates, Bryce. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys?
All right, Murph, thank you very much. Listen to the reaction in the background. Our Chevrolet player of the game, though, we're going to go to the pitcher. Zach Eflin really has shot the arm tonight for the Phils.
Boy, was he good. 5 innings pitched, 85 pitches, had to come out for a pinch hitter. Phillies were threatening, but boy, was he good. Just the 3 hits, 9 strikeouts, just the 1 walk to Dozier. He was just on top of his game. The fastball command was dominant, mixed in some changeups, was able to elevate at times. Just a dominating performance here by Phillies right-hander Zach Eflin. Tip your cap to you. Outstanding job tonight. That is your Chevrolet player of the game.
Well, he's now 1-0. Bryce Harper. This is the at-bat against Hellickson. He sent this one 458 feet into the 2nd deck in right center field. That capped off the night for the Phils. They win at 8-2. They've won 4 straight to start the season.